1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Radio listeners, electriceasel.com
Incorporated.
Hi, this is John Leone, aka Radio Listener of Radio Listeners Electriceasel.com. And we got a two-person crew working the camera, and maybe a three-person crew because the cat has entered the studio. That giggling in the background is Claire. Wonderful. Camera person. Not only is she the artist, she's wearing the camera. And she is being coached by my wonderful wife, Lily. And what are we doing anyway? Selling software. What are we selling? It looks just like what we were selling before, but this is the new international version of Radio's Diabetes Companion. And what does this do different? What makes it international? The thing that makes it international is that it uses the mmol reading system. What? Oh, Claire wants to come in front of the camera. Go ahead. That's Claire, my wonderful daughter, aka Munchkin. I've seen a few too many Wizard of Oz.
Thank you. Goodbye. Have a nice day. And a good night to everybody.
What we're going to do, what the mmol readings are, is basically a system that goes from 0 to 22, and it has one decimal place. So, like 12.2 would be a valid reading, and that would be actually a little high on the scale. If you're, I'm not that well versed on it, but I think somewhere between 5 and 8, you're doing pretty well. And what we're going to do is give you a brief overview of the differences. Now, for the basic functionality, like the text size, that hasn't changed. It's still available, and it has actually all the features of the US version of the program, but it's tailored to the rest of the world, and it handles the reading. Possibly in time we'll do something with other languages, but for now I'm using English because that's my strongest language. And as to other languages, I'm more strong in computer languages than I am in spoken languages. Okay, be that as it may, let's move on to the demonstration. And without further ado, RDC International.
Good. Go.
Okay, we're back, and we're zoomed in on the screen. The whole family is adjusting the camera. And what we got here, this is your main screen, and it has all the functionality of the other versions. You could ascend and descend in terms of date. You could ascend and descend in terms of blood level. Claire, when you whisper, it comes over on the camera.
Should we put in your finger?
Come on. The whispering is the circus. Okay, what have we got here? If you go here and here, now this is basic caregiver mode. Now, even though I have hundreds here in this entry, it is not recommended. It's best to do it in tens. I just wanted to make sure I wouldn't close an error or anything.
Sorry.
And when you work on the levels, it's very good. Like, say you have a doctor's appointment, they're like, well, I want to see your highest readings. Click here, and you got a 22, a 21, 14. And by the way, these aren't my actual readings. I know in some of the demonstrations they really are, because I actually use the product on a daily basis when I'm good enough to get the readings every day. And so, you know, I'm in some of those caregiver situations, plus also, you know, when I socialize to show people, you know, what I do, I give them the quick run through. And now the other major change is the graph. The graph here, as you see, it looks very similar to the old graph, except the highest value is 21, and then we have 14, 7, and 0, and readings around the 7 range is pretty good. I read one article that said the multiplying factor between the U.S. and the rest of the world version is 18. So this would still be the sweet spot as it is in the U.S. version. What I do when I'm verifying the graph is I make an entry for 7, 14, and 21. And then I did an entry of like 7.8 to make sure the tenths were showing up properly. And for you programmers out there, the change, the level is actually kept in a text string, but I convert it to a decimal type number, and it enables it to do it with a decimal point. And that's about it. The rest, well, the data input is a little different. Let me, sorry I took it off camera a second. If, help if I could work an Android. If you go to add a level, now this is radar mode, and what you'll see here is level highlighted. Now, a lot of times in practice, I will just put a level in. Say you're at 12.2. Now, I don't have this memorized, but say that's a normal reading. You may not want to put anything in the thought section. Let's say you have a reading of like 18. If you have a reading of 18, it's good to put something in if you know what's different. Like the other day, I came home from work, and this is U.S. readings. I was at like 70, which is low for me. And I wanted to put something in the comments because I knew, you know, I mean, it's not officially below, but for me, 70 is pretty low. And what I found was that I couldn't think of anything I had done that would make the blood sugar level go so low. And so sometimes, you know, it's nice if you know what caused it, but if you don't, you know, you don't. And then you just click confirm, just like the other one. There's the most recent reading. And as I said, it would be good if you keep the decimals. And the edit mode is pretty much the same. And I'm going to get rid of that. And just hit confirm, and then everything lines up nicely. But if for some reason you're doing hundredths, if there's someone in the world that is doing hundredths, we could adjust it to handle that. But I believe it's just mostly tenths that you have to deal with. Okay, that's about it. And so we're internazionale e veramente, which is, oh, Claire, be careful with that. We are truly international in the fact that we're supplying readings that they would use. And that's about it. I'm going to be signing off. And, what?
It was more never mind.
What do you want to say? You can say the last line. Go ahead.
What's
Go ahead, get in front of the camera.
What's the last one?
I don't know. What do you want to say? Say signing off or something? Or?
Good night to everybody. Have a good night. And sweet dreams to all your kids too. Okay? Remember to brush your kids' teeth. teeth and so are yours.
Okay, about. Okay. That's about it, and I hope you find this product helpful. Have a good night.
Whatever it is. Come on,
Can you see
Claire.
my face now?
And then